Well, welcome back everyone. You currently join me and my dad down at Llantwit where we're fishing a mark, well, out to the left of the car park is a spot called the Old Farts, and we're fishing a bit further up into the bay. Well, you currently join me as I'm struggling to clip up my rig because my thumb's still in a wrap. Well, it's going to be in there until the 20th of January. My thumb, which is a bit of a pain. But as you can tell by the title of the video, we are purely fishing for stuff to put in the tank. So just literally fishing small baits, little clip downs and flappers and stuff. And I have got a bite now on this one, so let's give it a check. See if we have a fish on there. Yep, there's something on there, but it feels it. And my lead's in. It feels like we've got a fish on, guys. Our first cast. Always a good sign. You may be wondering why I'm using a continental rod. It's purely for the fact that I can't cast a multiplier. So, oh yeah, that's more like, I think, what have we got? But I asked the guys at Tronic to send me a rod just to use for now until my thumb's back to normal. So massive thanks to them for that. So I know you can do with this. I think I've got two fish on here, you know. I have indeed, I got a double shot. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Two pouting. Beautiful. Or was that one a pour card? Oh, they're both pouting. Well, I'm gonna get these straight in the bucket now. Well, I'm gonna put them in a pour by then until I fill the bucket with water. And bring it back for a closer look then. So that's my next rig to go out there now. It's a through a clip down with little white pop-ups on. And they're just size 4 circle hooks. I've got a bit of mackerel on the bottom, ragworm on the middle, and crab on the top. So my main goal today is a rocklin. And rocklin love crab, so I'll bring a few with me today. The fish will come a little bit closer in. Because surprising how close in all the fish will be on these types of marks. With all this corally stuff, as you can see we're standing on. A lot of food in there for them, so you don't always need to fish for that. Well, obviously I don't want to keep them out of the water for too long. But there we go, the little double shot of pouting there. Now the trick is with fish like this that are quite, well, typically quite delicate, is, well, I think our top ones are gonna. Yeah, the best thing to do is don't touch them. And if you are going to touch them, use a wet rag to cover the fish first. And when you're unhooking them, just use a T-bar. And one of them is swimming around fine now, so I always just leave the T-bar on the bucket there, just to stop myself from touching a fish, because that's what will kill them. Because pouting typically are quite a delicate fish. But it's surprising if they're hooked. Again, that's the beauty of the circle hooks. You're not going to deeply hook the fish, so they are quite an easy fish to keep alive if you treat them right. But one of them's definitely dead, so I got a feeling I might stick out a conger rig later. But as for now, I'll just fish for the tank. That's our main goal. So I have got a heavy rod with me, so we'll see. My dad's got a bite now on his first cast. So yeah, not a bad start though. Now let's get this rig bait back up. I'm just baiting up my rig after those two pouting. My dad's got one on now. I don't know what he's got. It's just in the surf now. Oh, he's got a dogfish. I thought it was. Was it a huss? Doggy. Dog in it, or is it a huss? Is it a dog or a huss? Oh yeah. Yeah, because you do tend to get quite a few little huss around these marks, on the reefy patches. It is it? It is a huss, he said. But can we believe him or not? Who knows? But, what I will do today also is show you how I transport my fish from obviously the beach to the house, because a couple of you did ask for me to show you, so I thought I'd do that. When we get back to the car, I'll show you, because it's in the back of my truck, so I'll show you when we get back later. And obviously taking them in and putting them in their new home. I'll do a little feeding clip as well for you guys to see. I'll feed them while I'm putting the fish in. Do some more hand feeding of the congers. Well guys, I just reeled in to check my bait and I caught me a fish. Get ready for this, it's a monster. Look at this. Whoa. Check the sheer size out on that. Whoa, it's a monster. But it's a rockling, not the right species. But it's a rockling. I want one about the double the size, well, not double the size, but a bit bigger. Big pink ones. So yeah, I'm happy though. It's another species. And he definitely will stay alive because they're really tough little fish, the rockling. They seem to last better than most fish in the tank that I found. They do last quite well. I've also put my other rod out there now with one of the pouting that I did catch first cast on that double shot. It didn't survive. I didn't think it did. I think I probably mentioned that I don't think it was going to. So I just put, oh, I got a bite on it actually. Well, I chucked a bit of that pouting out there and I've got a bite on it straight away. I almost pulled the sand over then. Well, we got him. I don't feel too bad, that. That was literally in the water for probably less than 5 minutes. I cast it out, then reeled that rockling in. Oh no! Cut me off. No, that was a good fish. When I cast it out, I went a little bit too far left and I thought it was going to go into that ledge and I was right, it did. God, I didn't have to buckle the rod over. It just cut me off. Oh well, let's try again I suppose. Well guys, of course, been very cool. I was just baiting up a rig to try and catch another eel after losing that one. And I've caught, it's a pouting, but it's a big boy. It's a big pouting. Look at the size of that. Look at that for a pouting. So just hold it in my other hand. Look at that. That's gonna look wicked in the tank. But I am buzzing with that. I'm gonna get that rod straight back out there. I haven't even got a rig ready. But there we are on that tiny little hook, little pop-up. That was on worm. I am buzzing with that one. Biggest part I've had in a while, that one. It's probably not half a pound. But I'm going to get that straight off now. Trying to do our best to keep that alive. That should stay alive. They are pretty hardy fish when they get quite big like that. He's fine. I've got another bucket, a bigger one actually. I'm going to fill that with water. Just so we can have his own bucket. But that's going to look wicked in the big tank. I haven't had a big pout in there in a little while, so that's a nice result. Happy days. Well happy with that one. Well, I've just been eel holding on to it. Yeah. Well, I just put a new Litre on this rod now from after that losing that eel. My dad had a nice bite and he had a fish on. As you've seen it come off. He's either been bitten off, I reckon, or if there's a pouting on his rig or any little fish and it's been bitten in half or something. But so I'm just going to stick this rod back out there for. Now all your baits are on there, innit? You probably had the little pouting on there and an eel grabbed it. So I'm going to try and get my revenge on that fish I lost. I'm just, as you've seen just then when I obviously lost that fish, I'm using a low reel fixed ball, which I used to use a lot of before, and I just stopped. And because the only way I can use my heavier rods with my thumb the way it is. So, 1, 2. So I'll do my best. The casting wasn't brilliant. They didn't go that far when I had that eel on then, but you don't always need to be. So I'm going to quickly get this rig back out there. Obviously my scratching rig. That pouting's doing lovely in there, by the way. I'm going to get into the bigger bucket like I said, but he'll be right for a minute in there. By the time I get my rods back out, because I haven't got one up there at all. Right, that's that one done. Where's that rig to? I'll clip it up now and I'll show you what rig I'm using and the bait. As you could imagine, use the pulley. And down here is where we are right now. It is quite snaggy. We were losing most of our leads, but if you fish Old Fart's ledge a bit further up the beach, it's not really that snaggy. So just fish a weak link. I'm not fishing a big bait for the congers because there's not really much tide there now, so I want to make sure they get it in their mouth and get their hook in it as well. So I'm going to flood, it's flooding in now, so I'm going to quickly get this out there. I'm going to get my scratching rig back out there and hopefully get my revenge on that eel I lost. Well, if any of you are wondering what I use like rig wise for this type of fishing, I mean, a lot of people would think, why would you go on rough ground, lose leads and obviously you're baiting everything to small fish, but I love fishing for bits on the rough. You normally have quite a busy session, especially in the summertime. You get the odd, I mean, along this stretch of coastline, Llantwit and or even up to Mark Cross, and that is, you got a chance to trigger fish, the odd bream pops up. So, and it's just nice busy fishing. Much better than scratching over clean ground. But anyway, rig wise, obviously a 3 clip down, you can imagine for me. But I make that up of, there's 3 10-inch hook links on there with 20 pound fluoro. And these ones there's size 4 circle hooks. And on my other rig, there's size 1s. That's quite a heavy hook link for that size hook. But just being over the rough, the rigs just get battered a little bit quicker, obviously, as you can imagine. And as you can probably tell, I've got pop-ups on there. I always normally fish pop-ups on the rough. Not necessarily to pop up the bait, because the size of that pop-up there isn't going to bring that size bait up. But it's more as a bit of a visual, because I mean, people say fish can't see at all in this cold water, but they live in it, they're born, and it's just what they know, so they're going to, you know, adapt over time. And I think they do. I think it's surprising how clear a fish can see. But as well, that would give it just a bit more motion in the water, just lift it up a bit, because obviously you can imagine all this corally stuff, like this, there's a little cave by here, this coral. If you bait one under there, you're not going to see it so much, but it's surprising with that pop-up, it just moves it around a little bit more with the swell and tide. Yeah, I do find it makes a difference. I don't know if I have mentioned already, but we're fishing up from, like I said before, you got Llantwit, the main head, as you can see in the distance, where you got the surfers go down, which is also a very good mark for this kind of fishing, but the surfers are a pain. So I just tend to stay away from it myself. Good hound fishing there in the summer as well, and cod if they are around. And then as you drop back off to the left of the beach, you got the mark called the Old Fart, where it's just a nice big flat ledge to fish off, which normally I do fish that, but we decided to come a bit further up the beach this time. It's a bit deeper, because people tend to think when you've got a point or a ledge that sticks out past the rest of the beach, that is a better spot because you're further out you think it's going to be casting into deeper water, but a lot of the time it's going to be shallower, because if that ledge is higher and this sticks out further, that means there's not much water there because it's higher. So sometimes when you get the little cut in, the little bays sticking back into the beach a bit more than the rest, 9 times out of 10 it's because it's deeper. So obviously if the water sits further back into the beach, that means it's obviously the actual floor is lower than the rest of the beach. So it's going to hold more water. But I've noticed a difference myself with that, because we started up there this morning and it was surprisingly shallow. It is genuinely shallow up there anyway, even on a small tide like today. But yeah, that's where we are, and that's where we are trying to catch us a rockling. That's my main thing. Pretty happy with the big pouting though. He's chilling in that bucket. He's pretty happy. He'll do fine in the tank, I'm hoping that conger and bullets don't have a go at it. But a pouting that size should be fine. So we're going to carry on fishing for a bit now, give it another hour I'd imagine, hour and a half, and see what else we can pull out. I do find these marks though, especially rough ground, they do tend to fish better on the drop for the bits. Because on the flood you do get a bit of tide coming in. But by here you're not really going to get much tide, because where the point sticks out in the front of Llantwit, the tide is going to hit that and shoot out past us, so we're going to miss it completely. So, well, you don't really get much tide in here. On the drop you will, because obviously it's coming from the opposite way. Yeah, there's not going to be much tide here. That's not really that, but I'm not really bothered with that with the little bits. The little fish don't really mind it if there's no tide. Right, I'm going to give that rig a check now anyway, and hopefully bring you back with some more little fish for the tank. Then baits are stripped. Well, we're going to give it one more cast, I think, and probably shoot off then. Because I don't want it to stick on for too long, so obviously I don't want to run the risk of them fish dying. I want to make sure they survive good. But yeah, I've got one more rig baited up now. If I have a fish on it, my dad's going to do the same. If you do have a fish on either of them, we might just give it one more. Because when we have had fish, it's been little flurries of bites coming through, not the odd bite. So yeah, see what happens. Stick this out there anyway. Well guys, I just lost my end on both my rods. No biggie, because it's our last cast. I started reeling in my other rod and I started dragging in this rod with it, and it just tangled around the coral, and that was it for it. So that is us done for today. So what I'll do now, we'll pack up whatever gear I got out now, head back to the car, and I'll bring you back to show you what I used for taking the fish home, and obviously put them in what we use, and then we'll get into the tank and we'll put them in their new home. Well, here we go. Well, I just got, well, we moved the car because, you know, it's like when the car park's busy, people are like, oh, what are you doing? It just takes longer to do stuff. So I have a big cooler box in the back of my car with salt water in, and I got an aerator. It's on a battery pack, which I'll chuck in the box. But we just chuck some of the water in. Here's the two little pouting. If we show them going in. So mic's not clipped up. It's better. So they're in there. Let's get the big, oh, the rockling was in the rag. I don't know where he went. Oh no. Cut the camera. It's fine. Show people. Anyway, let's get the big guy in here now. I reckon we call him pork chop. Because I put most of the water in here is from the tank, and obviously, probably being 50-50, it sort of acclimates it to him. There's big pork chop. I just got that camera. Here we go. There we go. See, it's fizzy now. Fish should be chilled out now. Drive back. See you in a bit. Well, we're back now, and big pork chops doing well. Something I did forget to mention was in the summer, when I obviously, with it being so warm, I fill up water bottles from the same water as the tank. I'll freeze them down, and I'll put one in there while I'm fishing, just to keep the water temperature down. But let's get a big pork chop out first. He fills that net up well. It's a hefty boy. Get out of there, pork chop. There he is, look. Pork chop's new home. Let's hope that he'll unhuss. Leave him alone. Oh, he's going close. Oh, he sniffed at that, look. Oh no. Oh no. He's following him. He's going near the conger. Don't you dare. Should be right from there. Oh no. Oh, he's alright. Let's get the other ones in. Oh, with these fish being so small, these two pouting, I'm going to put them in a sump tank, because they definitely won't last long in the big one. I'll get the little rock clean, and then we'll get you a close up. There he is, a little rockling. His new home. Now my dad did find a little tiny blenny called Tony. Probably he was looking around the rock pools, and I think we lost it. Little Tony's gone. So if any of you do come across little Tony, let me know. There we are. I'll spill that water outside. But I'll leave that enough now. What I'll do, I'm going to get the leftover bit of mackerel we had and bring it back to do a bit of feeding. So I'll jump on that now. And I've got a few little fillets of mackerel left. And let's see if... Oh. There's the congers. He's in with his food. As you can imagine, obviously they're very greedy fish. I will say though, the bullace has taken a liking to that pouting, but not the liking we want. He's nipped at it once or twice. It should be alright. Sometimes I find when you put new fish in the tank, they can be quite bad. And then once they settle in together, they're fine. Just going to cut these other bits up, drop them in, and then what I'll do, I'll show you feeding the sump tank. I didn't do that last time. Or the little, I'll leave the other fillet. We'll do the sump tank. Feed them guys. There's a gurnard. Oh, how's this going to pick it? Nope. Gurnard's eating. And that pouting's down there. You should be able to see him. He's just in the corner. Sometimes they do take a little while to settle in, obviously, as you could imagine. But he's not doing too bad. I find the worst fish that take the longest to settle in is bass. The bass always take ages. But here's big pork chop. There he is. Oh no, he's gone by the conger. But there he is, look, big pork chop from today. Lovely. Look pretty cool, the big pouting. Very nice. Well, I just chucked a bit of mackerel in, and I noticed my mic wasn't working, but you can see down there there's a bit left. You can see me ripping at it a few different places. Obviously typical, my mic failed as I was feeding them. But you can see a few little bits left. but I just rip all the flesh off. You can see a few mullets in there still feeding on it. I take all the flesh off the skin of the mackerel fillet, and all the little fish, just rip of that. But there's one pouting from today, and there's another one back there you can see. And I think, if you noticed by there, there's a rockling just laying there, just chilling. That's the one I caught today. There's another one there you can see. That's from Sully Bay, I think. I think I was fishing down in Sully Bay and I found a few in the rock pools. Yeah, I was eating a bit then, I think it was. But yeah. There's all the little sump tank fish. And where's Big Pork Chop doing now? He's in the rocks, chilling. We'll leave him in peace. Leave him settle in his new home. But I think that's the next thing to come out now, is that big conger, because it's getting quite aggressive. And possibly the big huss, because you'll see this huss probably now. Might have a little go at, nope. But both of these huss have had a go at Big Pork Chop. Like a little nip at him. He should be right. He's got a big pouting really. He should stand his ground. There we are, look. Oh no, he didn't touch him then. Right, well that's it for this video, guys. I think it turned out pretty good in the end. It's my first sort of video of catching a fish for the tank. Had that nice big pouting to go in here, big pork chop. But I think my next move is, I've been thinking about doing it for a little while, is getting rid of the 2 eels and 2 bull huss, because they're easy to catch if I want to put more in, and put more fish in here and smaller fish, because it'd be quite cool really. And like those small pouts I had, I could put like 10 of them in here. I could put like 10 or I could put like a dozen of them size pouting, a few little whiting, and I might go and catch some flatties as well then. There's a spotting barrier I know, and obviously I'll take you guys to show out where I catch them and everything. But yeah, if there's anything specific you want to see, let me know. But yeah, I think he's had his day in here. I think it's time for him to go home. So I'll take them out and put them in Barry Dock or something. So yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Something a bit different again. Bit of a mixed video. So yeah. Well, I'll see you next time, I think. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.